An American anthropologist Margaret Mead is quoted as having said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world, and indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Some have suggested that changing the statement to thoughtful, committed, and organized citizens would modernize it and make it more relevant for the upcoming 2021 throughout the year and sustain its potential to inspire, and yet this doesn't go nearly as far. Not returning to our pre-pandemic normal, building a new and better America is an urgent, world-changing task, and to accomplish it, we must find ways to reduce the tribalism that is crippling our ability to understand and respect one another. Seek consensus and value compromise. We, the people, won't be able to promote the general welfare and ensure domestic tranquility until we do. We also have to reshape our societal systems of values, politics, economics, education, and how we use technology, because such change is essential. Overhauling failing institutions such as corporations, political parties, and schools will have to be concurrent with societal change if we are to progress toward a more perfect union. All of this will add up to a tall order, and to be sure, one that will require much more of us than just being thoughtful, committed, and organized. Tribalism has always been with us, rooted in the human need to belong. In its modern American form, began expanding with the loss of groups and activities that brought people together, requiring their time, attention, and physical presence. The growth of hyper individualism, economic factors, and other matters that isolated us from one another weakened communities. Social media and the evolution of online group relationships enhanced the development and extended the reach of modern tribes. Many of these now thrive in reinforcing information bubbles, deepening their isolation and mistrust of other tribes. To counter this, new opportunities to belong and to join with others committed to something that is bigger than any tribe, and it needs to be created. The forces of exclusion and intolerance, whether it's built on political, economic, educational, racial, ethnic, or religious differences, must be weakened, and we must reduce the influence of social media and the lawless public square that the internet has furnished it. Our values, politics, economics, education, and use of technology are large, complex, interactive societal systems that have powerful impacts on us every day, individually and collectively. Americans' harmful overconsumption and wasteful materialism showcase the need for change. So do our political dysfunction, income and healthcare inequalities, poor public education, and nonstop adoption of technologies without regard for whether they enrich or impoverish our daily lives. We have pursued the virtues of efficiency and competition without sufficient social responsibility to such an extent that they have become vices. Concentration of wealth has given too much power to individual and companies motivated by profit and not a public good. They have a huge influence without accountability. Many Americans feel powerless to change the direction of our country because these societal systems have become difficult for people to understand, let alone change. And we need new knowledge. We need new skills and new ways that enable us to unravel, understand, and reshape everything. We create institutions such as religious governments, corporations, and schools because we need them. They provide ways to change they provide ways to channel the necessary activities of our modern lives, such as faith, education, and work. They also provide stability, and for that reason, we design and expect them to persist. The expectation of persistence contributes to making these institutions, as some political scientists say, sticky and resistant to change. We would like them to evolve naturally and keeping up with society, but they are thwarted by their stickiness. It's not new that the constitutions that are failing need to be reformed, but meeting the challenge is more urgent today because of the scope and speed of societal change. Information technologies are a significant driver of that scope and speed. Hold on a second here. Um, yep, my coffee in the morning. Um, so what we will need, what will be required of us to build a new and better America, and what words should we add to Margaret Mead's famous quote to fit our circumstances today? Certainly, we must be inclusive, intolerant, and put a high value on American interdependence. We must be creative and willing to invent, experiment with, and engage in new activities of citizenship. Diligence will be necessary for us to develop insights in how fundamentally and how to fundamentally change the complex societal systems. We need it as well to get a contemporary understanding of the attributes of networks and hierarchies so we can balance them as we renovate our institutions. We must become the real revolutionaries, willing and able to see a new shared vision of our future together and willing to work to achieve it. Truthfulness, trustworthiness, fairness, and generosity, and far greater abundance are prerequisites for success in what I hope will become a modern American revolution. And healing what divides us and rebuilding America will require nothing less. So if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, Rambin Mike, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And thanks for listening.